Welcome back to In His Mind. So I want to raise awareness to this video, the Christ pill versus red pill, and it is excellent. I am going through it a second time. I do not even know if I finished it the first time, but I'm going through it again because it's good and it's important. Now, on top of that, I want to say that there are the whole video itself, it covers a lot of material that I wish was covered more thoroughly by the church. And I believe the church fails to cover this stuff, and it's relevant to many of our lives. For those who are like my friend David, who are married, who have kids, and they're in their own world, it's going to matter significantly less. But if you're going to be part of society, you're going to run into it in some way or another. You just may not be able to see it or recognize it. I tried explaining to him, to my friend, why this stuff was important, because, problems and issues, they're only going to get worse from here on out. I mean, the church, the congregation, and the population of the church is aging out. I want to say 20 years ago it was like 40s and 50s. Now it's like 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s. And there's very few younger folk in the church today. And if you start asking questions, you'll understand why that is. There's not really a place for those who are younger. And that's not entirely the church's fault. Like, from what I understand, there's quite a few that hold like events and stuff for singles, but like college, school, the fact that life has more price, has a bigger price tag, a heavier price tag, more bills. A lot of the stuff is not something you can just simply control. You have to like build up for success. You have to set yourself up for success. And that is significantly hard in today's generation. But anyway, in the video, there's a lot that's addressed that I wish was covered more. Plain and simple. As much as I love some of my friends, the older ones just have trouble seeing these issues and problems that are addressed. Some in the video, some in the other videos that I link. I am not biased. I'm not just simply, here's Christian content and only Christian content. Here's other good content that come from other sources, either to prove a point or to say this is how it parallels Scripture. This stuff is in our lives. We just may not be able to see it. So, as far as that goes, I want to say I do agree with my friend on a couple of things, how like we should never be chasing after warnings and issues and problems for the rest of our lives. Yeah, I agree with that. That's not good. That's not healthy. But if we are living in an age where there are others around us and there's stuff that we can warn them of, wouldn't we have an obligation to raise a warning and say, this is a problem, watch out? I mean, if you're a Christian, you should care about your neighbor. To a point, obviously. To a point. If they're not a part of your life, your range of influence, whatever you want to call it, your world, you may not need to reach out to them and say, hey, this is a problem. For example, my sister has some kids who are getting ready to go off to college and all that. And I talk with her, and I do agree. It's not really my place to like tell them what to do. But when I pointed out some of the things that I've learned, there was a lot that was just simply dismissed and ignored. And at that point, I just said, you know what, I did what I could and I stepped back. College is not something I can talk about because I've not been through that personally. I do not do many response videos as far as, okay, let's analyze and break things down. That's not exactly original content. There are some good points to be highlighted in some of these videos, of course. Overall, I am not a fan of reaction videos, and that kind of takes the focus away from where I am trying to put it, which is, here are some problems and issues, and here are some good stuff. And try to reinforce biblical values in the process. A bit of a side topic here. The fact that I have said a couple times that I am a Christian Taoist makes other people curious, because for me, it's not like, here's the content, let's focus on the content. It's like, here's the road, let's focus on the road. And the destination, which is heaven, and going through to heaven would be Jesus Christ. He is the gate. He's the gateway to heaven and to God. There's a lot that changes. I think I'm saying this right. Where you tend to focus on the journey and your whole entire focus shifts. So rather than the content, you're focused on the road, the path. And for those who are like myself, we simply want to be accurate. We want to be straight. We want to keep a lot of negative, unhealthy stuff out of our life. Basically, here's a lot of red flags. Just watch out for them. Takes the solid, good stuff and go with it. You know, the roadmap of someone else's life to help you through yours. That sort of thing. And for that being said, it's not like everything that is ever good and holy only comes from the Bible. I'm biased. I have some excellent parents, and I love talking to them. I love listening to them and seeing what their thoughts and opinions are on certain things. I think the most controversial subject was when I mentioned something about the Mormon Church, and basically the whole conversation was shut down. There's a lot there to break down. And I'm not going to bring it up here outside of what I've learned is different than what I've been told. And overall, this stuff is personal anyway. Some of it may not even apply. There's still problems, still issues, still good points to be made. It's just you have to figure out where you stand, what matters to you, and those you're responsible for, like your kids and all that. And some you can just simply put aside till later. Like, you don't need to deal with it right here, right now. That's definitely the beauty of some of the stuff here, is like, you got time. You don't need to worry and stress over every little thing that is here in this world. You probably should take steps to take it into account so you don't forget about it later. You know, write it down. Have a journal. Take notes. Yeah, so anyway, as far as the video itself, it breaks down pretty good a lot of the issues and problems and points. That's it. Didn't want to have this be a long video or anything. Just enjoy. I think there's more thoughts. I'll just end here, and if anything changes, I'll just probably do a second video, a part 2 or something. There's a lot of content here, but I just wanted to do a quick shout out to the channel and the video, because the video itself is excellent. I love it.